let's graph sine and cosine. Today we are going to be doing 4.5 and we are going to graph. So 4.5, graphing sine and cosine. Since we've done the unit circle, to graph sine and cosine, it is not normal, kind of normal, but not as you would generally think of it. When we think about sine and cosine, it is kind of like a wave of the ocean. This is what it looks like. And the values that we use in sine and cosines are through our unit circle. That's why we learn our unit circle first. So first, we're going to start at 0. We're going to start at 0. And then each interval, I'm going to make this bigger so we can see it better. So I'm going to say this is 1, and this is 2, and this is 3. And then each interval, instead of scoring our x's 1, 2, and 3, so down here, this is going to be -1, -1, -2, -3. Instead of going 1, 2, and 3 on our x's, we are going to go in terms of our unit circle. So remember, our unit circle starts at 0, then to 90 degrees, or as we like to call it, pi over 2, and then to 180 degrees, which is pi, and then to 270 degrees, which is 3 pi over 2. And we'll go negative the other way. Negative pi, -3 pi over 2. Let's think about this first. Let's start with our sine of x. So this is going to be our sine of x. When we are at sine, remember our sine value is always our 0 value. When we say sine of x, we're just saying this, the x value is going to represent what our theta is, but we don't necessarily take the x value for the unit circle, okay? So sine is always the y value. When we think of sine of 0 degrees, right? Sine of 0 degrees, our y value on 0 degrees is 0 when we think about that. Our unit circle starts at 1, 0, so it's going to start out at 0 for sine, because our y value is 0. Then, when we get to 90 degrees, it goes up to 1, right? 1, 0, 1, our y is 1. Then at 180 degrees, it goes back to 0. And then when it goes to 270 degrees, it goes back to, it goes down to -1. And that is it's our lovely sine. I'm not the best at graphing by hand, but it kind of looks like this. And it goes in a pattern. So it goes in a nice, beautiful wave pattern. Now we're going to go down, go back up, go back up, and like so. And that is our original sine of x. So let's now give it some amplitude. So instead of sine of x, let's say we have 2 sine of x. Well, that amplitude just shows us that whatever x is, whatever that value is, we're going to double it. That means our amp is 4. No, not 4. Our amp is 2, right? Our vertical shifting would be taking the entire thing as is and just moving it up and moving it down. We're not moving it up, moving it down. We're not shifting at all. So our vertical shift here is going to be 0. Our maximum now, since we have a 2, is going to be 2. And our minimum is going to be -2, since we're amplifying it 2. So it's going to go up 2 further, down 2 further. I'm going to start at the 0. Instead of 1, now I'm going to be 2. Back down to 0. Instead of -1, I go to -2. And it should look like that on one side. And connect it to the other side. And that is what it looks like when we have a 2 in the front. What if I want to vertical shift it? What if I want to do that? Let me pick a different color that allows me to show you a dark color. Let's do purple. And I want to say sine of x. Sine of x, let's say +2. Sine of x +2. Well, this gives me my amplitude is going to be the original one. It's the original one, so it's 1. My vertical shift now is 2. My maximum now, right? My maximum now, so from 2, I go up 1, so that's 3. My minimum from from 2, I go down 1. That is 1. So now, I just gotta graph that. I'm gonna draw in a dotted line just to try to help me a little bit, orient myself. So I'm gonna draw a dotted line at 2. And I'm just gonna draw in my regular sine. So I'm gonna put in a point there, go up 1, point at the 0, down 1, down here, go down 1, point at 0, go up 1. Now I'm just gonna connect these dots all the way across. And there you go. The purple one is then my sine of x with a vertical shift of 2. All right. Let's do cosine. Let's move over here. Let's do cosine. So let's start out with our original, my cosine of x. Cosine of x. Remember, cosine is our x value. When we start out with a unit circle, our x value starts out at 1. So we're going to start out at, so we do, let me put in the units. So this is 1, 2, 3, -1, -2, -3, pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, negative pi over 2, negative pi, and negative 3 pi over 2. So I want my original one to start at 0, 0, right? Well, not 0, 0. When our angle, right, our unit circle is 0, we start at 1. That unit circle, we start at 1, 0. So cosine, which is our x value, starts at 1. Oh, blue. I want to make that blue. Then, when we get to 90 degrees, it's 0, right? Because it's 0, 1. You see the pattern here. going down, going back up, down, down, up, up. I'm going to connect that. The wonderful thing about cosine and sines is that they are repeating. So as long as you figure out the one interval, you're going to get all of them. So that is my original cosine of x. If I put in some amplitude, let's say 3 cos. Let's do a negative. Let's say we do negative 3 cosine of x. So now we have the same one, but our the amplitude is 3, right? My vertical shift, well, I'm not vertically shifting up or down, so that's 0. My maximum now, my maximum is still going to be a maximum. It's still going to be 3. My minimum is going to be negative 3. But now I'm just going to flip the whole thing upside down. So whatever's up here is going to be down here with an amplitude of 3. So instead of negative 1, I'm going to go down to negative 3. Go to 0. Instead of negative 1 back here, I'm going to go up to 3. And down to 3 here. Hitting all the right places. Go, I'm going to shift, this middle, this part, all the way up to 3. Hit it in the middle. All right, now I'm going to just connect my dots. Wait a moment. Hold up. I shouldn't have dots here at the end. These dots are this. This doesn't quite meet it yet. So it should be kind of more like that. Doesn't quite meet it exactly yet. So here at the ends, how did all of this fit? Are these graphs not the same? No, these are the same. Okay. Hit it at the end. Okay, let's connect these. It's just gonna be one big loop, another big loop, going down, not quite there yet, going up, going down, not quite there yet. And that is what it is to have a negative cosine of x.